everybody. I hope this post finds you well and hanging in there okay. I realized this morning that we are doing the fourth one, so this marks an entire month of being in captivity. So I'm sure that you guys are like me, I'm ready to bust out, but in the meanwhile, maybe a little bit of beautiful will distract you from being enclosed. Talavera, our new pattern, came last Friday. And it's actually kind of funny, when I originally received it, I had intention of putting together a couple of schemes and then laying the rest of the colors out on my table. Alas, you can see I went a little bit crazy, and I will tell you that what you're seeing is heavily edited. So the moral of that story is that there are a multitude of beautiful directions that you can go with this pattern. I think the flexibility in color and the scale and geometry are such that it opens up a lot of different pathways. I mentioned the pattern name is called Talavera, and it actually is derivative of a set of tiles, or a style of tiles, that were originated in the Spanish city of Talavera de la Reina. They really started making them in the 9th century, and there was a heavy Andalusian Arabic influence in the tiles, so you can see that in some of the geometries. And our design team has actually taken those geometries and modernized them and kind of sourced some really interesting yarns, which we'll zoom into in a moment, to produce what is essentially a deceptively gorgeous textile. There's a combination of lustrous, matte, and heathered yarns that kind of combine to give us this real richness. I mentioned kind of an odd descriptive phrase, deceptively gorgeous. Maybe you're wondering why in the world I would have said deceptively so. Here's the thing, Talavera, while being absolutely beautiful and very rich, is also a little bit of a booty kicker in terms of application. She is real pretty, but she is 125,000 double rubs, bleach solution cleanable, which is gonna probably become increasingly important, and has a stain and water repellent finish that is non-PFOA and non-PFOS. So you can put this textile in quite a number of challenging environments and still deliver a real beauty and richness to the space. Price point on Talavera is in the 70s, mid to upper 70s, kind of depending on your quantity. But other than that, let's talk a little bit about what I've paired it with. If I tell you every single one, we'll be here all day. So I'm gonna just kind of speak in broad generalizations, but if you guys have questions or have specific things that you notice that you would like to see more of, please let me know. You can do that. But over on this board, I've paired with Quest, Top Notch, Dakota, and Dazzle. A couple of solid textural. Sherlock in particular is gorgeous with this, and then the Catano is kind of interesting. I've also explored some of the velvets from Encore collection that look sublime with these colors. Venture, I pointed out Quest over here. Venture is also another that's from that same collection. Interestingly enough, those are from the Nomad collection. So when you think about like the nomadic cultures and the Arabic influence there, and then the Arabic Andalusian influence in Spain, it's not terribly surprising that these geometries would be friendly. Going in kind of a different direction, I've paired on this board Talavera with the Plaid and Provence, as well as Quest. This is Legend and Dakota. So they're just really beautiful. One thing that we can kind of zoom into in a moment is between Talavera and the Plaid, there is a really gorgeous alignment of the heathered texture, and then this texture kind of shows up elsewhere. It's such a tiny detail that I don't know that one would notice that straight out of the gate. But I think it's one of those beautiful things that, especially in a space that, you know, perhaps somebody occupies an office and they're there all the time, it's these little details that unfold and reveal themselves over time, which I absolutely love. It's gorgeous on first impression, but one stays interested in it because these little elegant details unfold. I get a little bit design geeky about that. So, but anyway, I also love it with Provence just because it's such a departure, and it's almost like the geometry in Talavera provides a lovely framework for the botanical nature of Provence, which I think is cool. Over here, we see Encore again, which I mentioned, Hush, some polished, and I featured a lot of the velvet because I think it's a really beautiful combination with the richness of this pattern. And then the little stripe-like pattern on the far side here is centering stripe, which I actually think pairs up really nicely with it too. It's kind of a funny little play on the angular geometry, but just a lot looser. So anyway, if you can come in and zoom in a little bit on the different palettes, that would be lovely, Griffin. Erstwhile cameraman, say hello.
Hello.
So anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little peek at Talavera. Please let me know if there's anything I can do for you, if you need memo sets or companions. Always happy to do that. So until next week, I hope that you have a lovely weekend, and if you are a celebrator of Easter, hope you have a happy Easter. Take care. Peace out.